Good to have you join us on Core Digest today. We are talking about the 2018 budget matters arising. We understand that the Federal Executive Council meeting, which holds every week, will not hold this Wednesday, 20th of June, because on that day the president would be signing the 2018 budget into law. The fiscal document, an appropriation bill, then was presented to a joint session of the National Assembly on November the 7th, 2017, and all through that eventually was passed by the National Assembly and has been submitted to the President for his assent. So we expect that by Wednesday, the President would sign that document into law. With me in the studio this morning to look at this issue is Bolaba. He's an entrepreneur and public affairs analyst. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, thank you very much.
Samuel Adiola, he is a legal practitioner. Thank you for joining us, Samuel.
Good morning, Pastor.
All right, so about 7 months now after the budget was presented to the National Assembly, it would be signed into law by the President. How do you see the process?
The process coming up to where we are now has really shown us all that is bad about our budgeting process.
Oh, that is bad.
All that is bad.
What are those bad aspects?
Let me start from the executive, because a budget is a proposition of revenue and expenditure that is initiated from the executive arm of government, submitted to the legislative arm of government for deliberations, ultimately passed by the legislative arm of government as a bill that is sent to the head of the executive, the president, for his assent, and that is when it becomes prima facie act of parliament. And like I said earlier when I said, thus far, especially for this 2018 budget system, all that is bad about our political economy have manifested their heads. It took a while. Any serious-minded president of Nigeria must, in order to correct the consistent malady of having to start a budget halfway into our financial year, any serious-minded president of Nigeria should ordinarily submit the budget for the upcoming year, not later, worst case scenario, than the end of August. Because we have seen evidentially since 1999 that the political process of deliberations and whatever of the budgetary system takes a while. So in the case of this particular budget, the president submitted the budget in November. Now, I said everything that is bad about our budgetary system manifested this year. Apart from the fact that the budget was submitted in December, it took Parliament, the National Assembly, about 6 months. Politics largely overtook common sense. Politics overtook good vision and decision making. And indeed, intra-party squabble within the ruling party of the Federation also manifested its many wiles within that contest. The executive arm too, some chieftains it had to take the presidency to officially write memos to chieftains of some executive of some MDAs to make sure that they go and defend their budgetary line. So like I said, everything that could go wrong went wrong for this 2018 budget, and we should learn and learn fast.
So we're talking about the 2018 budget. The president will be signing it into law tomorrow, Wednesday, 20th of June. So
with a proviso.
What's the proviso?
That he's not happy because as usual our men in Halloween chamber decided to pad it again.
Did you say Halloween chamber?
Well,
Amen, Halloween.
it's Halloween.
Amen, Halloween.
In hello chamber. Hello.
Okay.
Anything that comes from that is either high or high or high. Every other time that I'm hearing that high has it me. High has it. So they have inserted budget that was not pre-planned by the executive, and they are insisting that such must not be removed. I don't know when the legislative job and the executive job become the same thing. By constitution provision, they don't have such power.
They don't have power to add to the budget, add to the projects
No,
contained in the budget.
they
or
don't.
What?
They don't.
But do they have to take whatever the executive presents to
No,
them?
what they
hook, line,
needed
and
to
sinker?
do was to look at it. If once the details have been highlighted, if they felt that okay, this area is supposed to be looked into, you call the parastatal, you call the MDA, you call the ministers in charge, and you put it into that person. He is the one to explain to you why we did not want to do it now. He's the one to tell you, okay, this is why we make the money high. Or if you now felt that okay, you have an analysis or statistics to show that the money you put there cannot be used alone, then you ask him to refuse. It is not for them to do that. It is not for them to do that. The scrutiny based on the fact that do that which you want to do to see whether that is what the budget analysis come from. When you see that there is a lapses somewhere, you ask them why it is like this. That's what call for defense of whatever they put forward as budget. And if you after your analysis you now discover that okay, we felt that this project is supposed to go there, why is it not there? They will be the one in the best position to tell you why we did not put it or why we put it. They don't have that power to infuse into it.
All right.
But I think the budget.
I disagree.
I'm talking constitutionally now.
Constitutional. All right. Let's get Egbola's views.
The constitution is as clear as the constitution of any other liberal democracy.
That
The executive initiates the budgetary process, but the executive does not have the exclusivity of the content of what will eventually turn out to be the act. And the reason is that once the executive deliberates on what has been submitted, in all liberal democracies they have the right to say, you know what, within the context of what we believe to be the good of this polity, because you must remember that the legislature is indeed the representation of the entirety of the country. What we believe to be good for this polity is this is this. It goes back to the executive, that is the head of the executive, for assent. In case if he refuses using his veto power, then if they could get to third majority in the two chambers of the National Assembly, they can then pass it. But two-third majorities that I've told people is very difficult, is usually very difficult to get. So it is actually a relationship between two arms of government. One initiates, one deliberates and marries it to what they believe to be what is urgent and needed.
I beg to disagree. The provisions of the law is unambiguous, and that also has been settled at the Supreme Court relating to the case between the federal government and the NAS in the time of Jonathan. There is no ambiguity in it. What the project is supposed to be determined by the executive. They sent it to the legislative. The legislative, they look at it, they do the analysis, and if there is going to be if they find any discrepancy, it is the person that initiates that will be able to explain this is why we put this thing. And if you feel that you want something to be there, it is also the executive, the person that initiated, that will be able to tell you there is no execution of the budget. Execution of project is in the hand of the executive.
Execution is different.
But this is still
budgetary.
That is exactly what I'm saying. It is he who budgeted that will execute.
So what you're saying is that the National Assembly would have called on whatever ministry, department, or agency
Exactly.
concerned,
Yes, and say,
and
okay, why
advise them
that's
to
exactly what
increase
he
or
mean by
decrease.
come and defend your budget. If it is ho-ha, it is the power of the legislature to look at it and approve, hard and deduct.
But now the president.
You don't need to call them and say, come and defend your budget.
Right, but as it is now, the president is going ahead with that in order
Yes,
to.
he still voice out his own displeasures and disappointment. Do you understand?
But if he's displeased with it, why would he go ahead
and
to
can I
sign
tell
it?
you the truth? Can I tell you the truth? I think because of the time factor and because of the same time the box pass back to the table of the executive. Implementation is the issue, the objective is the prerogative of the executive. So if whatever you put there, even though appropriated, the fact that we didn't take the money to spend on another thing, they consider it as nothing that is, of urgent necessity, they might petition it for that which is supposed to be within their program, as it were. Like if you said, okay, go to my country home and go and build bridges there. If that country home of yours already has a budgeted project, they might decided not to touch that which you put there as your own priority. It is the executive that has the power to implement.
I just hope that by inference, my colleague is not saying that the president will sign even when he knows that the document he has before him is an illegal document, given the fact, using his reasoning. I hope we are not saying that the president has decided to assent to a document that he believes to be a product of illegality from the reasoning of my colleague.
What do you mean by that?
Because from your reasoning now, the National Assembly has breached its constitutional role by going outside what you believe.
Not what I believe. The law is there. The law is clear. As it were, the job of the legislature is to deliberate, analyze the budget, and see where there is discrepancy and call the executive to come and explain to them for clarity.
And I'm saying that within the context of your belief, that the law is there.
Yeah.
That the president assent tomorrow will be an assent to illegality.
If I believe what the paper opened, then it is more or less like, okay, the time factor. If it has to be set back,
time factor will give legitimacy to illegality.
No, that does not make it illegal. Are you getting my point? Signing it does not make it illegal. The illegality there right now is implementation.